smiling because we got Brooke Pryor here. We got Sam Acho here. Nico is here. He's got the money green. And we got my frat. The Super Bowl champ, RC. He's here. Good to see you. But we got to get to the game of the night. It was the Rams. It was the Raiders. Baker Mayfield, he was active. He was not only active, he played a big part in this game. Pick it up, though, on the Raiders' opening drive. Derek Carr, and he goes to Devontae Adams, Acho.
Just go YouTube, I'm him. This is what comes up when you YouTube, just put in, just type, I'm him. This play right here. No eyes, blanket coverage, playmaker.
How about Jalen Ramsey with the defense? I'm just going to try to cover his eyes. Under a minute to go in the second quarter. Raiders leading 13-3. Carr, pocket collapsing, and listen to this. Take a look at this. Baker Mayfield, by the way, came right in after the second series, and you know what? He's going right to work.
He didn't start the game, but when he came in the game, his first throw was a dart. Backup receivers, no Allen Robinson, no Cooper Kupp. He started making plays early.
Yeah, he sure did. And then Derek Carr, boom, down the sideline again, Devontae Adams.
There's going to be a lot of videos up there, and there's going to be one. There's going to be a lot of Devontae Adams showing off him up there.
And then a couple plays later, right before the half, you throw the pick in the end zone.
Yeah, somewhat inexplicable. Yes, there was pressure in his face. This is a 7-point swing. You cannot afford an interception in the red zone, specifically when you have a lead, specifically when it's an ill-advised throw.
Yeah, 13-3 there at the half. All right, under 4 minutes to play here. Rams down 16-3. Mayfield rolling. And he finds Cam Akers.
Right, tough play to defend, running back out of the backfield to the flat. Cam Akers doesn't get the touchdown, but he gets the first down, which is all you needed.
Absolutely, and the next play, he punches this thing in. All of a sudden, we got us a football game. So they forced the Raiders to a 3-and-out. Mayfield, going back to pass here. He gets sacked by Max Crosby. Big play, but the Raiders get called for unsportsmanlike conduct.
So this is petty. You're knocking the ball out. That's a penalty. When you sack a quarterback on the 2-minute drive, that's usually when games end. Unfortunately, penalties change that.
And it cost them. Next play, Mayfield, Skoranek. Skoranek had 7 catches, 89 yards.
What was most impressive about this drive is that Baker Mayfield probably hadn't even had time to practice a 2-minute drill with his team, yet he already knew what to do, when to do it. Everyone else was on point as well.
Finds Skoranek again. The drive continues. And after they spike they stop the clock, Mayfield again. This time, Van Jefferson for the win.
It did 98-yard drive, less than 2 minutes left. You were down by 2 scores. Baker Mayfield won this game for his team. Yes, the defense helped, but without Baker Mayfield, they have no shot.
They come back and win this thing 17-16. Here's the Rams in the locker room after the victory.
Hey, great job, man. Unbelievable to be able to come in here 10 minutes ago and help lead us to a victory. See you guys on Monday. Baker Mayfield.
Wow, that was something for Baker Mayfield. And I love it that he basically told him, look, he's here for basically 10 minutes, and he comes back and engineers this thing. So it almost begs the question here, RC, did Baker Mayfield change your mind when you talk about being a starter in this league after last night's performance?
No. Baker Mayfield didn't change my mind after, 3 minutes of a performance. And honestly, Baker Mayfield looked good throughout the entire game. We were in our pre-production meeting on Tuesday, and they were saying, okay, what do we want to say about Baker Mayfield once he's picked up? And everybody on the call said absolutely nothing. And then when I saw that he'd gone to the Rams, it piqued my interest, and I actually had to talk about it because this is a smart move. This is a number 1 overall draft pick. We understand the talent, the accuracy that he can have, the arm talent, getting outside the pocket and making plays. But those things didn't happen 2 years ago in Cleveland. It didn't happen this year in Carolina. But now with the Rams, with Sean McVay, a team that wants to run, get into play action pass, things we've seen Baker Mayfield do well, I said, okay, maybe so. An aging Matthew Stafford. And what we saw from Baker Mayfield was that he does have the talent, he does have the understanding, he does have the competitive drive. Now can he sustain this throughout games, throughout a season? And now with Sean McVay, a guy who apparently flew next to him on a flight when they were going to the draft or something, and now they're friends and they like each other and all these good things. If we could see this consistently from Baker Mayfield, though, he can be a Ram next season, and with an aging Matthew Stafford, maybe one day be the starting quarterback there. This is basically a rest of the season tryout.
You know, Nico, so many people were talking about, hey, look, Baker Mayfield's days as a starter are over. Did you change your mind last night?
I mean, RC said 2 words. Sustain and consistency. I need to see consistency out of Baker because in this instance, he comes in off the plane in 10 days. You got nothing to lose. Hit your back foot, throw the ball down the field. Okay, great. You played a Raiders team that in the fourth quarter just fell apart. They've done that in the past. So I want to see this next week. I want to see it with more of an understanding of the offense because there were also plays where there were missed throws, there were throws into the ground, there were also miscues in the running game where he turned around, the running back, he went the wrong way. So a better understanding of the offense, like this play right now, just a better understanding could help me have a better, I guess, idea of where he's going to be with this team because consistently he has been inconsistent. And that's been his biggest issue. That's why he was the number 1 overall pick that they let walk out of the building, and he went to Carolina, and he had a 74 QBR, which isn't good. So again, 1 game, 230 yards with 1 touchdown. I'm not jumping on that he should be my franchise quarterback just yet.
Acho, it wasn't 2 days. It was in 2 days.
He's played football for how many years?
Yeah, it's 2 days, though. It's 2 days, Acho.
Yeah.
He's still no offense. He's still no
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, call me a hater.
Acho?
Yes, Baker Mayfield is still a starting quarterback in the NFL, right? We're not. So there's 32 starting positions in the NFL. Someone else started that game yesterday, and that person, Wofford, didn't finish it. Baker Mayfield did. Someone else on the other side in the second half for the other team went 2 for 7 for 11 yards in the second half, and that guy's a starting quarterback as well. And so my mind wasn't changed. Yes, no, we may not be a top 10, top 15, whatever. We're talking about 32 spots in the NFL. A guy that can, if you get in the right position, in the right spot with the right people around you, can help you win games. Yes, that's exactly what and who Baker Mayfield is.
1 game.
What about you? You covered him in college.
I did. Look,
you covered him in college.
It's 1 game.
I hear you. But you know
It's
what?
Thursday night football. It's been terrible football. It's 1 game. All right, come on. Sorry.
Show your hate for a minute because I'm going to tell you
sorry.
something. Because I was with Baker Mayfield for 2 years in Oklahoma. Actually, 2 years in a row. This very weekend, I was with Baker Mayfield for the Heisman ceremony in New York. I know this guy. Yeah, he was here. I was covering it.
With the fan club? Were you with the fan club?
I was not with the fan club. I was paid, actually, to be here with the Oklahoma.
Okay, just
Because you know
making
what
sure.
I root for? I root for a good story, as any journalist would. This is a great story because you know where he thrives? Baker Mayfield thrives when everyone is counting him out. He thrives when there are no expectations. And you can tell me that he now has expectations going into next week. But he's not playing for a 5th-year option. He's not playing for a mega deal. He is playing to survive in this league. That is where he really, I think, hits his stride. And the difference here is that he has a coach that believes in him, that he can pair with. I think that the Mayfield-McVay pairing can be similar to the Mayfield-Riley pairing that we saw at OU, where he really, I think, attached to Riley from the second he got there, and that's how he developed to become a number 1 overall pick. Is he the best quarterback in the league? No. But I think that he plays well with a chip on his shoulder. I think he has the intangibles. Hugh Jackson also said it best in 2018 before the draft. Baker Mayfield is like a Pied Piper of OU. People follow him. I think that what you saw there, where he came in on 2 days and had that locker room believing in him, he's the Pied Piper. He did it in college. I think he's going to do it again in the NFL.
Nico?
You better stop headbutting people that hard because he's going to chip someone's tooth. But, all right, it's 12-9 today, 12-9. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
On the other side of the things, though, my question is, can you win a Super Bowl, RC, with Derek Carr as your quarterback? Because I think you pointed it out. I mean, 11 yards passing in the second half and some critical turnovers in that game.
Yeah, Sacho pointed that out, and I mean, it's true. And if you would have asked me this question after they lost to the Bengals last year in the playoffs, I would have said absolutely, Derek Carr can lead you to a championship. But watching him this year and watching him fall apart, some of the emotion after the game, not being able to hold those things together and turn those into the leadership that we saw last year, I don't necessarily believe you can. You have the best receiver in ball, yes. Devontae Adams is still that good. You've lost some players when you don't have Waller, you don't have Hunter Renfrow, but Derek Carr has to be better than that in the second half, not only in the way that he plays, but making sure that he keeps this team in a position to win when they are fighting for a playoff spot. So as of now, I don't believe the Raiders can ascend to the heights they want to with Derek Carr as the starting quarterback.
Yeah, you know what?